Welcome to Android Weekly on Butterscotch.com, the show that drops a line into the pool of Android developments and brings up all the news that matters to you, or at least to me. I'm Andrew Moore-Crispin. This week we're closing out our list of top 10 Android apps that are real must-haves for Android users. Check out part 1 of this list for numbers 6 through 10. In part 2, apps 5 through 1. We've got the best way to keep on top of your social media feeds, a way to find your phone should it grow legs, and a way to identify that song that you just heard on the radio. But first, we demonstrate to Hover that their sponsorship dollars are well spent by showing a little love. Hover is the easiest way to buy domain names and do more with them. Hover's currently previewing its latest control panel. There have been a ton of improvements. It's now easier than ever to create and manage forwards like yourdomain.com/interesting-link. It's easier to manage and renew multiple domains, and it's even easier to protect your privacy by masking your domain name's whois information. If you're a Hover customer, go take a look. If not, there's no time like the present. Get 10% off domain registration, email, and other Hover services by going to hover.com/Android. On to the list. Number 5, ShopSavvy. Throughout our top 10 Android apps, we're putting QR codes over my right shoulder. Grab this app through manual means, and you can grab the rest by just scanning these QR codes. You can scan just about any barcode, standard or 2D. You can get a price on a book, game, or a DVD. You can get quick links to URLs or directly to the Android market. ShopSavvy isn't the only game in town, but it quickly and reliably scans just about any barcode. It's strange that more barcode scanners don't get this very basic thing right. Number 4, Where's My Droid? Where's My Droid is one of the first apps you should grab from the Android market when you get a new phone. The title is descriptive. It helps you find your Android phone should it go missing. If you fear a ne'er-do-well has made off with your phone, you can borrow a friend's phone to text yours. Text the watchword, the default is find, and your phone will start ringing, beeping, and generally calling attention to itself, even if it's been set on silent. You can also get GPS location data to try and track down the perpetrator. If he or she is bigger than you though, you may want to give some serious thought before leveling accusations of theft. Number 3, Soundhound. If you've ever heard a song in the bar or on the radio and wish you could place the name of the artist and track, you need Soundhound. Unlike Shazam, which does a similar thing, you can even sing or hum a few bars and Soundhound will do its best to place it. Generally it succeeds. Number 2, Seismic. If you're a dedicated Twitter and Facebook user, you're probably looking for a way to combine the two. That's Seismic. Share the minutiae of everyday life. Complain about how your triple mocha choco cappuccino was more like a double no-foam mocha crappuccino. Or engage in an online discussion on today's social issues in the day's news. Your choice. Number 1, Google Apps. This one's a bit of a cheat as we're talking about the whole suite of apps. Turns out no one knows how to develop for Android phones quite like Google. Makes sense, I guess. Voice. This service lets you consolidate all your phone numbers into one. You can make and receive calls using voice instead of using up your wireless minutes, and you can even keep an email log of your voicemail messages. Listen. Listen lets you subscribe, sort, and, well, listen to audio podcasts. If you've got a decent data plan, you can even stream podcasts and archive radio shows on the go. Reader. Reader is the best way to manage your RSS feed subscriptions and pull all your news into one place. You can subscribe to Android Weekly so you always get new episodes as they're released by going to androidweekly.tv/subscribe. Just saying. Chrome to phone. Send big unruly URLs, map locations, or just about anything else you're looking at in your browser in a click with this app and Chrome extension combo. For our review of the day, we're taking a look at the Xperia Play, aka the PlayStation phone. If you're a dedicated gamer, this one is aimed squarely at you. The first thing you'll notice is that the PlayStation Store is a little anemic. We were promised a library bursting with original PlayStation titles. Instead, we get Crash Bandicoot. I always hated Crash Bandicoot. Basically, we're saying don't bother with the PlayStation Pocket app. If you want games, grab a classic emulator instead, or just avail yourself of the thousands of games in the Android market. All the ones we've tried support the PlayStation control pad. As a smartphone, it's on the low end. A 1 GHz Snapdragon processor runs the show, along with 512 megs of RAM. You won't run into the limitations for some time to come, but when you consider that you could have a dual-core phone with a gig of RAM for about the same price, it may be tough to justify the purchase. This despite the fact that the game control pad really is great. It's well actuated and feels natural. You've got a D-pad that actually feels better than the PSP's D-pad, plus the X, square, circle, and triangle buttons we all know. Add to that 2 analog trackpads that take the place of analog sticks, and it's pretty compelling. Specs aside though, the biggest thing missing on the Play is an HDMI out. When you consider that the similarly spec'd Xperia Arc has an HDMI out, it seems absurd that gamers are confined to the relatively small screen at all times. If you're looking for the best gaming phone, well, you're looking at the only game in town. If you can wait, and if Sony Ericsson decides to continue iterating on the Play, we'd advise waiting it out for something a little more future-proof. Well, that's all the news that's fit to Google for this week. For full show notes, links to the apps we've talked about, for other great Butterscotch.com shows, or to subscribe to Android Weekly, hit butterscotch.com. Until next week, I'm Andrew Moore Crispin.